Fabrizio Romano surprises with explosive news about Marc Guehi. Crystal Palace is negotiating to sell the Liverpool and Manchester City target. The coach linked as a potential replacement for Arne Slot at Liverpool is expected to make a final decision about his future in the coming weeks. Hello, fans of the biggest club in the world. Check out the latest Liverpool updates now. Sources from RB Leipzig confirm that the club has no intention of selling Yan Diomande in the January transfer window, despite rumors linking him to several Premier League clubs and growing interest from Liverpool and Manchester United for a possible winter move. The young striker is in excellent form and currently shining at the Africa Cup of Nations, representing Ivory Coast, for whom he made his debut only at the end of last year. After a dominant group stage campaign, the Ivorians have qualified for the quarterfinals and will face Mohamed Salah's Egypt this Saturday. His performances in the tournament, combined with his strong Bundesliga showings for RB Leipzig, have made 19-year-old Diomande one of the most sought-after young talents in world football. Tottenham Hotspur was the first English club to send scouts to watch him closely, but Liverpool and Manchester United quickly began monitoring his progress as well. In addition to the English clubs, European giants such as Real Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Bayern Munich are closely following the forward, who has scored 7 goals and provided 4 assists in 16 appearances for Leipzig this season. Internally, the Red Bull Group believes Diomande could become the biggest signing in their history, a strong assessment considering the conglomerate helped propel Erling Haaland to European stardom when they brought him to Red Bull Salzburg. Signed from Leganés for around 20 million euros in a deal that surprised the market at the time, Diomande is now considered one of the smartest signings in recent years. Leipzig did not include a release clause in his contract, giving the club full control over the player's future. Red Bull has dismissed rumors that Diomande could be sold for around 60 million euros and made it clear that they would only consider a deal in January for a much higher amount, close to double. Internally, the club sees the player as special and does not expect to let him go now, as an immediate transfer would require figures considered unlikely at this time. This makes a move to the Premier League this window practically impossible. Still, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Tottenham continue to monitor Diomande and may renew their interest with more force in the next summer window. Manchester City, Liverpool's direct rival in the Premier League, has started negotiations with Crystal Palace to sign Marc Guehi and is willing to pay a transfer fee to secure the England international defender this window. The information was revealed by transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool have been monitoring Guehi for several months and maintained contact with the player after a failed £35 million move last summer. At that time, the transfer to Anfield did not materialize, even with medical tests scheduled, largely due to then-coach Oliver Glasner's reluctance to lose one of the team's key players. Guehi's contract with Crystal Palace runs until next summer, and it is widely expected that he will not renew. For this reason, Glasner recently admitted that a January departure could happen if an adequate financial offer arrives and the player shows interest. Unlike last summer, the situation now is more open to an immediate deal. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester City is facing an emergency in defense due to multiple injuries, which explains the aggressive market move. He stated that the door is not closed for Guehi's departure in January. City is already negotiating with Palace, although no agreement has been finalized yet. In addition to City, Bayern Munich and Liverpool are closely watching the situation, focusing mainly on the next summer window. Internally, Liverpool considers it difficult to close a deal now in January, and after the previous failed negotiation, they were inclined to wait to sign Guehi for free when his contract expires in June. However, City's advance may force a change of strategy. If the Reds do not act, they risk seeing the defender sign with a direct rival. Romano highlighted that although Liverpool believes an immediate deal is complicated, nothing is completely ruled out, especially considering how close the club has been to completing the move in the past. Meanwhile, City is determined to complete the signing this window, prepared to pay Crystal Palace. With Bayern, Liverpool, and Manchester City involved, Marc Guehi's future promises to be one of the hottest topics in the transfer market in the coming weeks. News from Austria in late November suggested that Oliver Glasner could be on his way to Liverpool, fueling speculation about a potential managerial change at the Reds. However, the deal has not materialized, and Arne Slot's situation remains uncertain. It is not yet clear whether Slot will leave mid-season or only in the summer, but in the coming weeks we should have a much clearer idea about the Dutch manager's future. Arne Slot is facing a challenging season at Liverpool in 2025-26 with inconsistent results and growing fan pressure, particularly after the 2-2 draw against Fulham. His future was questioned after 9 losses in 12 matches. Meanwhile, Oliver Glasner from Crystal Palace stated that his contract will be decided in the coming weeks, suggesting that opportunities for a managerial change at Liverpool remain open. Glasner also emphasized that contract length does not guarantee permanence in modern football. Quote, "I can sign today, or a player can sign today, an extension and leave in the summer. The length of a contract nowadays says nothing about your future." End quote. This statement reinforces that even if he remains tied to Palace, opportunities for change could arise at any time. The FSG, Liverpool's ownership group, tends to act cautiously and strategically. Unlike many clubs, Liverpool does not make hasty decisions and rarely carries out impulsive managerial dismissals, even under intense pressure. During the run of 9 losses in 12 games at the end of 2025, the club opted to keep Slot, showing confidence in his ability to turn things around. Despite this, a managerial change in the summer cannot be ruled out. Journalist Paul Gorst recently stated, quote, "Something could happen at the end of the season. I'm not sure. It depends on what happens from now until the end of the season, of course." End quote. This indicates that Liverpool is keeping its options open, evaluating the team's performance until the final games before making any definitive decision about Slot's continuation. As discussions about the coach's future continue, fans are closely watching every move from the board. Many supporters hope for a strong response from the club, whether fully supporting Slot to overcome the difficult moment or planning strategic changes to ensure Liverpool remains competitive in the Premier League and European competitions. In short, the current scenario is one of uncertainty, but the final decision about the managerial position will reflect not only recent results, but also the board's long-term vision for the club's success. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time.